So here's Isabella Emmerling, the catcher. She swings big up there, 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout, but she's been rewarded in SEC play so far, her first year in the league, and Oklahoma's for that matter, but she came from the ACC in North Carolina rather than the Big 12 with OU. 3 for 9 against Arkansas with a homer and a walk, although she did punch out 3 times last weekend. And she had a couple of home runs in her and, of course, Oklahoma's first ever SEC game a couple of weeks ago against South Carolina. And the Sooners needed every run they scored against the Gamecocks. They swept the series with 3 one-run victories, including a couple of 10-9 games. Emmerling lifts it down the line in left. Addie Kohler, in her first ever Missouri start, makes the catch in foul ground. One away.
Ball's gonna find the new kid, so that ball, that's a sky-high fly ball from Emmerling. She's got a big swing. Sometimes she's gonna miss big, but she's in there. One, obviously she's a great catcher, but that big swing has proven to work very well for her.
Yeah, Kohler probably thankful she's not getting her first collegiate start with the wind looking like it was yesterday. Here's Hannah Kaur. Kaur, a great defender and a key pinch runner during the first 3 years of her Oklahoma career, although she missed the vast majority of 2023 with a back injury. Just her 8th start of the season. Nearly clipped by the pitch. It is her 6th start in 8 SEC games, though, so she's been a much more active part of the lineup in March. Went 1 for 5 last weekend against the Razorbacks with a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Harrison's 2-0 offering. Corked over the OU dugout, 2-1.
When we talked to Coach Gasso earlier in the week, she mentioned, you know, they won a lot of games by slugfest, and that's not what she wants to see from her pitchers. But if you're Missouri, you do not want to get into a slugfest with OU. You do not want to get into a slugfest with this Oklahoma lineup, no matter how good your offense is. So Harrison really settling in out there, even with the leadoff runner getting on, having to get ahead of hitters. She's throwing a lot of pitches right now. She's having to work very hard out there in the circle.
But you think about what a good performance today could do for Sierra Harrison to just catalyze her season, her Missouri career. Got off to such a great start last year, had that 25 2/3 scoreless inning straight to begin the year. 2-2.
Well, and Coach Anderson talked a lot about Sierra Harrison and really having to work on her failure recovery, which is a really hard thing to do in softball, right? You have to have a goldfish, 10-second mentality of like, you can't worry about what happened on the last pitch. You have to focus on what happened, what's going to happen right now here in the present on this pitch. And that can be hard to do as a pitcher.
Into left for Kohler. 2 down.
Left fielder number 16, Abigail Dayton.
Agbayani, the leadoff double, but Oklahoma in danger of stranding a runner in scoring position who was there with nobody out for the 2nd consecutive inning to start this game. Had 2 on, nobody out in the first inning and didn't score. Abigail Dayton, the leadoff hitter last night, down to hit 9th today. Went 1 for 2 with a walk in the series opener.
I like this move in the lineup by Coach Gasso, moving your leadoff hitter to this number 9 spot. Mizzou saw a lot of success against that 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters last night, so really bringing in one of your top hitters and bringing her towards the bottom of the lineup and trying to give that bottom part of the lineup a little bit of pop.
And she didn't really sacrifice a lot in terms of Dayton as a table setter because she moved McEnroe, Marinas, and Garcia up to hit right behind her in the 1 and 2 spots.
well, really giving McEnroe, Marinas, Garcia more at-bats. If you can get them more at-bats with their swings, you're going to, just give them more potential, more possibilities up there at the plate.
Three balls, one strike on Dayton. It's the second time one of each team that a 3-1 pitch on or off the outside corner has been believed to be ball 4, and the batter's been called back. Updegrove in the Missouri first, Dayton here in the Oklahoma second. Interesting too that's to a left-handed batter. It had been all righty so far. Dayton to short, Updegrove takes it, and the side is retired. Oklahoma at each. They runner in scoring position. Tigers have an early lead in Como. And we talk a lot about the mentality you need to pull a big upset. I don't know what the NCAA tournament seeding equivalent would be of Missouri finding a way to win this game. Maybe like a 13-4 or something like that. It wouldn't be miraculous, but it would be very, very surprising. At the same time, one of the core elements of that discussion is when a team gets a lead early and settles into a game and starts thinking they can win.
Some of that is the mentality, right? Just believing in yourself that you can win. This Oklahoma team, #1 in the country, came in last night, run-ruled Missouri. Seemingly, they were quiet in that run rule. It didn't even seem like they were at their best. So Mizzou really having to embrace this, opportunity to come back on day 2 and be able to get a win.
Kohler rolls it to the left side, and Addie Kohler in her first SEC start, her collegiate start, has a base hit off the left side.
And knowing that Kohler has a little bit of speed, trying to move a little bit quicker than she normally would.
Here's Claire Cahalan, shows bunt and takes ball 1. Just the second SEC at bat for Addie Kohler in her career. She struck out against Tennessee last year.
Sometimes that's better for a player, right? You don't know what you don't know. So going in, you kind of have no fear. You're not really that, rattled by this experience here because you're rattled just because you're brand new to the position. So it doesn't matter the opponent that you're playing.
4 hits for Missouri already in the first inning plus after only 1 in the 5-inning run rule victory for the Sooners last night. Smith's 1-1 is fouled back. Cahalan was 0 for 2 last night, playing a much bigger role for Missouri this season than she did last year as primarily a pinch runner who then became a spot starter toward the bottom of the lineup late on in the year. Back toward the circle, it's past Smith, tough play Garcia, no play Garcia. Back-to-back infield hits for the 8 and 9 hitters in Missouri's lineup. And the Tigers' best hitter all season, Julia Crenshaw.
Who has the opportunity to steal, has to do a great job of holding that position and still being able to come in and make that play.
The entire infield in for Oklahoma to talk to Isabella Smith. There is action in the Sooners bullpen. Kirsten Deal, the left-hander, is up and throwing. It's the 5th appearance for Isabella Smith as you see Deal in the pen. 5th appearance in the SEC for Smith. And each of the first appearances on a weekend against South Carolina and Arkansas have generally gone well. It's the second appearance against a team that has been more of a problem. Ball 1 to Julia Crenshaw. Although Smith only pitched 2 innings last week in Fayetteville after she got 6 1/3 combined in the first SEC series against South Carolina. And some of it is some bad luck because she's given up the 1 homer and the 1 walk, but generally she's done what Patty Gasso wants. In this inning, for instance, she's rolled a couple of ground balls Oklahoma just hasn't been able to turn them into outs.
Well, that's what Patty Gasso said to us earlier in the week. She mentioned, I don't want my pitchers to work on being perfect. I want them to get ground balls. I want them to make the defense go to work.
She cuts off back in Marinas. It's a bunt single for Crenshaw. The softball has not left the dirt. Pitching coach is out. And Patty Gasso is going to take the opportunity to talk to her infield maybe about how they want to defend this. Look, Oklahoma's bats are so good, they're never out of a game no matter what. But if Missouri puts another 2 or 3 runs on the board, I don't care who you are, that's going to become a sticky situation.
It puts a lot of pressure on your offense, and, you know, Oklahoma does have a young team, so on paper they are young. They have played so well throughout the year that most people don't talk about how young they are because they've been so impressive defensively, offensively with this whole total package. But you got to remember, those are freshmen out there. This is a huge crowd. This is a big-time playoff atmosphere. They're on the road. They're not at home with their home crowd, so a little bit different for them as freshmen to come into something like this.
Madison Walker to bat. She opened the scoring with a solo homer to dead center. Her team leading 13th back in the first inning. Ripped down the left field line, but she hooked it foul. We've contrasted already Missouri's approach and Oklahoma's. Sierra Harrison's had to throw so many pitches for Mizzou. Meanwhile, that was just pitch 26 for Smith. And Walker is the 11th batter she's faced. Just a little over 2 pitches per batter for Missouri, as compared to Oklahoma seeing 5 pitches. 0-2 on Walker. Smith has not struck out a Tiger yet in this game. 6 hits and a walk. 3 infield hits, including a bunt in this inning. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Kohler at third, Cahalan at second, Crenshaw at first. Isabella Smith's 2-strike pitch. Walker waves and misses. A big first punch out for Smith. And Oklahoma is 1 step closer to getting out of the inning.
It's a big time
Order. Now the Mizzou fans don't like it. I mean, there's no question at this point. We got to beat around the bush for the first inning. There is an inch or 2 off that outside corner, no doubt.
She's giving it to both teams, so you have to know that as a hitter, right? If you want to be able to hit that pitch, you're going to have to crowd the plate so that bat has the opportunity to get to it.
And generally, you noticed this early on last night. Missouri hitters were, if anything, standing pretty far off the plate.
They were not crowding the plate, and aside from Abiscato, who definitely crowds the plate in every at-bat she has, but they were definitely standing off the plate, maybe trying to pull that ball coming in from Landry. But even today with Smith, they're still standing off the plate just a little bit.
Kara Daly initiated that timeout to go talk to Jeff Cottrell in the third base coaching box, and she was looking down at her wristband, maybe making sure that she had the right numbers or the right signs or whatever. She's like, Coach, you really want me to bunt? That doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right.
Just wanted to come down here and make sure. 2 balls and a strike on Daly, who had that big weekend in the SEC bye for Missouri a week ago. Daly 0 for 2 with a strikeout last night. And flied out to left, her first time up this afternoon. Smith got a strikeout of Walker. And it's full on Daly. About as high leverage a pitch as you can get in the second inning. A critical payoff. Daly pounds it way foul.
Got the crowd going a little bit, but if you're Smith, right, that's just a long strike. It doesn't really matter. That's a great, that's what you want to have happen with a pitch like that.
3-2. 2-0 Tigers to the third. Sooners coming up. 2-0 Tigers to the third. Sooners coming up.
I'm the voice inside your head. And while you're tipping, I'm the voice inside.